Welcome to Zoe Stories. She slipped me estrogen and feminized me. I never thought a single night could change everything. I had always been ordinary, quiet, a little shy, careful not to draw attention. At 20, I spent my days in college, mostly invisible. My small circle of friends barely noticed me, and honestly, I was fine with that. Life was predictable, safe, and boring, until the night she appeared. Her name was Selena, my best friend's older sister, 25, stunning, magnetic, and terrifying in the way only someone completely confident can be. Long black hair that gleamed like polished onyx, eyes sharp yet warm, and a smile that could disarm even the most guarded person. I'd known her for years, but until that night, she had been untouchable, a dazzling figure I never imagined having any kind of influence over me. It all started innocently enough. "Hey, you're coming to my little gathering tonight, right?" she asked, voice lilting with casual authority, as if assuming my agreement was a given. I hesitated. Parties weren't my scene. The crowds, noise, attention, it all made me anxious. I don't know, Selena. I've got some stuff to... Come on, don't be boring, she interrupted, leaning closer. Her perfume enveloped me, intoxicating, almost overpowering. It'll be fun, and I might need a favor from you. A favor? My chest tightened. I had a bad feeling, the kind of tingle that warns you something is off, but curiosity, or maybe foolishness, won. Okay, what kind of favor? I asked, trying to sound casual. Her smile widened, enigmatic. Just trust me. It'll be an experience. When I arrived, the house was bustling with energy, music pulsing through the walls. People laughed, sipped drinks, and flirted without inhibition. I felt like an intruder, an invisible ghost drifting through the crowd, clutching my phone like a lifeline. Selena appeared beside me in a swirl of silk and confidence. "Relax, just follow my lead," she whispered. And just like that, I was tethered to her orbit. Then came the favor. "I want to try something experimental," she said, her tone playful, but with an unmistakable edge of command. "I need a model tonight. Someone willing to explore a different side." Before I could protest, she pressed a small cup into my hand. "Just drink it. Trust me." My heart raced. Something about her tone, the way her eyes locked on mine, made refusal impossible. My mind screamed, "Don't do it." But my body betrayed me. I drank. The liquid was strangely sweet, slightly metallic, leaving a tingling warmth in my chest. Almost immediately, a lightness washed over me, a dizzy, euphoric sense of surrender. "Good," Selena purred. "Now we begin." She guided me to her bedroom, and my nerves frayed. Dresses were laid out, shoes sparkling under the soft lamplight. My stomach nodded. "Pick one," she instructed, pointing at a silky pink dress. "It's perfect for you." I froze. "For me?" "Yes, pretty boy," she corrected, and I felt a shiver, not entirely unpleasant, run down my spine. I tried to protest, but her eyes held mine, soft yet firm, and I felt something inside me unraveling. Slowly, I allowed her to help me undress. My hands shook. My skin prickled under her touch, but there was an intoxicating thrill in it too. A dangerous, forbidden thrill I didn't want to admit I felt. The dress slipped over my shoulders. My reflection in the mirror hit me, like a wave. My body looked smaller, delicate, almost feminine. My heart thudded painfully as I studied the stranger in the mirror. "Beautiful," she whispered, circling me like a predator and a caretaker all at once. "You're going to enjoy this." I didn't know whether to be horrified or aroused. My mind swirled with panic and curiosity, humiliation and fascination. "Let's finish this," she said, holding out a pair of stockings and heels. "It's time to walk, talk, and become her." And as she fastened the heels on my trembling feet, guiding me to posture and sway, I realized the truth. I was no longer in control. That night, under Selena's commanding presence, I took my first steps into a world that was both intoxicating and terrifying, a world where my identity, my masculinity, and my life as I knew it would slowly, irrevocably shift. The final reflection in the mirror that night wasn't the boy I had been. It was someone new, vulnerable, beautiful, hers. And just as I began to touch my lips, soft, unfamiliar, I heard her laugh, low and satisfied. Tomorrow, the real transformation begins. I went home that night, but the taste of the liquid, the weight of the heels, and Selena's piercing gaze stayed with me. I knew, deep down, that there was no turning back. Not yet. Every step felt like a betrayal of who I used to be, yet a strange part of me wanted more. The next morning, I woke up with an uneasy awareness. My body felt different, not dramatically, yet subtly. A warmth lingered in my chest, a softness that hadn't been there before. I touched my face in the mirror, my fingers grazing skin that felt oddly sensitive. Panic and curiosity warred inside me. And then came a knock on the door. "Get up, pretty girl." Selena's voice rang from the hallway. I froze. Pretty girl? My stomach twisted. My heart pounded. I wasn't ready. I wasn't sure I ever would be ready. But the truth was undeniable. I couldn't refuse her. Not when her control had already taken root. She was waiting outside, radiant and commanding as ever, holding a bag filled with clothes, makeup, and accessories. "Today you're going to practice being her," she said. Her eyes gleamed with delight at my hesitation. "And don't worry, I'll guide you." I followed her like a frightened lamb. Every step felt alien, heels clicking against the floor. My legs wobbled. My balance was off. I hated how aware I was of every movement, every sway of my hips. And yet, there was a spark of thrill I couldn't ignore. Selena sat me in front of the vanity and began the transformation ritual. "First, we'll start with the basics," she said, picking up a makeup brush. "Eyes, lips, cheeks, let's see the real you emerge." Her hands were gentle, but there was an underlying dominance in every motion. She coated my lips with soft pink gloss. My fingers twitched. "You look beautiful," she murmured, leaning close. I caught my reflection again. My features softened, my face framed delicately. I barely recognized myself. "Don't look so shocked," she teased. "You're meant to enjoy this." I wanted to scream. I wanted to resist. But every word she spoke, every command, made me feel smaller, yet strangely alive. Next came clothes. Dresses, skirts, stockings, and blouses, soft fabrics that clung to my skin. My hands trembled as I slipped into each garment. Selena adjusted the hem, smoothed the fabric, and pinned my hair just so. She had a knack for turning humiliation into art, control into seduction. "Walk for me," she ordered. My legs shook, heels unfamiliar underfoot. Every step was awkward, every sway exaggerated. My cheeks burned. I imagined anyone seeing me like this and laughed bitterly inside. "Yes, exactly like that," she cooed. "You're learning fast, pretty girl." I hated her praise. Loved it. Hated it. Loved it. My mind spun in dizzying circles. By mid-afternoon, she decided I was ready for my first public outing. "We're going to the mall," she announced with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Time for the world to see you." The drive was tense. Every honk, every glance from passers-by made me hyper-aware of my body. I clutched my bag like a lifeline, heart hammering. Once inside, Selena led me confidently through the crowd. "Smile," she whispered. "Say hi, be polite. Act like you belong." I felt exposed, humiliated by the stares and whispers. Some looked at me curiously, others with thinly veiled mockery. My face burned. I wanted to vanish. Yet when someone smiled and called me pretty, a shiver ran through me. "See?" Selena purred. "They notice. You're beautiful, aren't you?" I couldn't answer. I didn't know the truth. We stopped at a cafe. Selena ordered a drink for me, carefully, feminizingly, in a way that made me feel smaller. She took a seat beside me, close enough to make my pulse race. "Do you like it?" she asked softly. "Being seen like this?" I shook my head, words caught in my throat. I wanted to resist, to reclaim my old self. But every fiber of my being felt the pull of her dominance, the seductive thrill of submission. And just as I began to calm, a familiar voice pierced the air. "Wait, is that you?" I froze. My chest tightened. Someone from my past, a college classmate, was staring at me, recognition dawning in his eyes. Panic surged. My cheeks burned hotter than ever. Selena smiled wickedly. "Looks like your first real test has arrived," she whispered, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "Don't worry, I'll handle it." My old life, my identity, my very sense of self, everything was colliding in that moment. And I realized, with a sinking heart and a thrilling fear, that there was no turning back. Not now, not ever. Every glance, every whisper, every step reminded me that I was no longer the person I used to be. The mall encounter from yesterday haunted me. Every reflection in a window, every passerby, seemed to mock the new version of me. My body, my clothes, my voice, all screamed femininity. Yet inside, a storm raged, panic, shame, and a strange, thrilling curiosity I didn't dare acknowledge. Selena, of course, noticed immediately. "You're tense," she said softly, running a finger along my jawline. "Good. That means you care, and that makes you prettier." I glared at her, but it was useless. She had this power over me that was impossible to resist. Every word, every touch, every suggestion was like a chain wrapping around me, tight, inescapable, intoxicating. Back in her apartment, she lined up my new wardrobe. Dresses of silk, lace, and chiffon shimmered under the lamplight. Shoes of every imaginable heel, stilettos, pumps, wedges, awaited me. "Today," she began, "we'll refine your posture, your voice, your walk. You'll learn to be seen and desired without a hint of your old self showing." My stomach churned. I wanted to resist, to scream, to run, but a part of me trembled with anticipation. She started with my walk. Every step was deliberate, every sway exaggerated. I stumbled over my heels, my hips aching from unfamiliar motion. "No, no," she corrected, taking my hands to guide my movements. "Relax, and remember, elegance comes from surrender." The words made my cheeks burn. Surrender. I hated them, loved them, hated them again. Next came makeup. My reflection was slowly becoming alien. Foundation, blush, eyeshadow, mascara, each layer erased a part of the boy I used to be. "Look at yourself," Selena said, leaning close. "You're beautiful, aren't you?" I swallowed hard. My voice caught. I don't know," I admitted, my reflection mocking me. "Exactly," she purred. "You don't know, but you will. That's the fun part." Her hands were gentle but commanding, every touch reinforcing my new identity. She teased my hair, brushed my lips, adjusted my dress, whispering praises that twisted with domination. Yes, perfect mine. By evening, she decided I was ready for public exposure again. This time, the stakes were higher. "We're going to the boutique," she said, "and you're going to try on lingerie in front of the saleswoman." I froze. My heart thudded. Lingerie? In public? "Don't worry," Selena reassured with a smile that was both sweet and cruel. "I'll be right there, guiding you." Inside the boutique, I could barely breathe. Dresses, heels, mirrors. Their reflections multiplied me, every angle exposing the fragile femininity she was crafting. "Strip down to the first set," she instructed. My hands shook. My face burned. Sweat trickled down my neck. Humiliation clawed at me, yet I obeyed. The saleswoman looked at me with polite curiosity. I felt exposed, naked, vulnerable. My cheeks burned hot. My voice quivered. Selena's presence was a lifeline, yet her eyes sparkled with mischievous delight. "See," she whispered, "you're meant for this, and you're good at it." I wanted to deny it. I wanted to cry. I wanted to run. But every layer of my old identity peeled away, revealing a fragile, beautiful girl in the mirror. That night, alone in the bedroom after returning, I collapsed in front of the full-length mirror. Who am I? I whispered. Selena entered, smiling softly. You're mine, she said, sitting beside me. Her hand grazed my shoulder. And soon, everyone else will see it too. A tear slid down my cheek. My mind spun with shame, confusion, and a forbidden thrill. The boy I used to be was slipping away, replaced by someone soft, fragile, and undeniably feminine. You'll thank me, she whispered, brushing a strand of hair from my face. Eventually, I stared into the mirror, barely recognizing the person staring back. The heels, the dress, the makeup, everything screamed her influence. And deep inside, a terrifying thought took root. Maybe I didn't want to go back. The world was watching, and I had no choice but to perform as her. The following morning, I woke with a lingering ache in my chest. Sleep had brought little comfort. My dreams were filled with mirrors, heels, and Selena's piercing gaze. I couldn't escape the reflection of myself, feminized, delicate, exposed. Selena appeared at the door, radiant and commanding. Ready for your next lesson? She asked, her tone teasing but edged with authority. I nodded, though my stomach churned with anxiety. Today, she had planned something new, a trip to the beauty salon, fully dressed, fully made up, in public. In the car, silence stretched taut between us. Every glance in the rearview mirror amplified my insecurities. My legs shook beneath the delicate skirt she had chosen, and the heels pinched painfully. Relax, she said softly, her hand brushing mine. I'm with you. And soon, everyone will see just how beautiful you are. Her words, meant to comfort, only deepened my panic. Yet a strange part of me craved the praise, the validation, the dangerous thrill of submission. The salon was bustling. Mirrors, bright lights, and strangers examining every detail of their reflections. My pulse raced as Selena led me inside, introducing me as her friend. Every step felt unnatural, every movement exaggerated under her careful guidance. Sit here, she instructed, directing me into a stylist's chair. We're going to make you perfect. The stylist began brushing, curling, and spraying. Every movement heightened my self-consciousness. The soft clatter of tools, the murmur of conversations, and the occasional glance from a stranger made my cheeks burn. You're gorgeous, Selena whispered in my ear. Do you feel it? I swallowed hard. The combination of embarrassment, anticipation, and fear twisted inside me. I wanted to deny it, to resist, but every fiber of my being shivered under her control. Then came the worst. The stylist handed me a hand mirror and asked for my opinion. How do you like it? She asked brightly. I froze. My reflection was alien. The makeup accentuated delicate features I had never known. My hair cascaded in soft waves. My skirt fluttered around my thighs. My voice, soft, melodic, trembled as I tried to answer. It's okay, I muttered, feeling the lie stick like glue. Only okay? Selena's tone was mock-offended, but there was a dangerous glint in her eyes. You should love it, pretty girl. I wanted to escape. I wanted to scream. Instead, I nodded meekly, my hands trembling in my lap. The world seemed to tilt, every glance a reminder that I was no longer fully myself. After the salon, Selena led me through the busy streets. Pedestrians passed, some staring, some whispering. My heart raced. Every step in heels felt like a performance. Every sway of my hips, every careful tilt of my head, reinforced her control. See? You belong here, she said softly. And soon they'll all notice you. The truth was terrifying. She was right. I did belong. But not as the boy I once was. As her creation, delicate, beautiful, and exposed. By evening, I collapsed in Selena's bedroom. Tears streamed down my cheeks. Shame, humiliation, and longing twisted together. Why am I crying? I whispered. Who am I? Selena knelt beside me, brushing my hair from my face. Because you're finally accepting it, she murmured. The old you is fading, and the new you is beautiful. Her words were poison and balm, simultaneously soothing and terrifying. My body trembled under the weight of her control, my mind unraveling in the reflection of the mirror. "Do you like being called pretty?" she asked softly, brushing my cheek with her fingertips. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The sensation of hearing it aloud, paired with the reflection staring back at me, sent shivers down my spine. Somewhere inside, a part of me wanted to enjoy it. That night, as I stared at myself in the mirror, I realized the terrifying truth. Selena didn't just want me to look like a girl. She wanted me to become one, and every humiliation, every compliment, every command was slowly reshaping me. And I was beginning to obey. Every time I looked in the mirror, I felt a little more like her and a little less like myself. The following morning, my body ached, not from physical exertion, but from the tension in my mind. Every dream, every reflection, every whisper from Selena had left a mark. I couldn't stop thinking about the night before, about the way she had guided my body, my voice, my very identity. Selena entered the room with a purposeful stride, holding a box of clothes and accessories like a general preparing her soldier. "Today is about refinement," she said, her tone both sweet and commanding. "We're going to perfect your feminine presence." I nodded, my pulse quickening. I didn't want to go, didn't want to be molded further, but I had to obey. First came posture. She guided me through hours of standing, walking, and sitting in ways that emphasized my curves, my hips, my delicate movements. My legs ached from the heels, my back stiffened from holding myself gracefully, but every misstep earned a sharp correction from Selena. "No, no," she chided softly, leaning in to adjust my shoulders. "Relax. Let me mold you. You're mine now." The words stabbed into me, humiliating and thrilling all at once. Every fiber of my being resisted, yet a small, hidden part craved her control. Makeup followed. Selena insisted on perfect application, highlighting my cheekbones, eyes, and lips until my reflection was almost unrecognizable. "Look at you," she said, circling me. "You're finally becoming her." I shivered at the compliment. The old me, the boy I had been, was fading. I could feel it in the way my body responded, the way my emotions tangled between shame, fear, and an undeniable curiosity. Then came the real test, public exposure in a crowded cafe. Selena led me inside, dressed in a sleek, form-fitting dress that accentuated every curve she had helped sculpt. Patrons glanced at me, some staring longer than I was comfortable with. My pulse raced. My hands trembled. "Smile," she whispered, her fingers lightly brushing my arm. "Be charming. Be feminine. Be noticed." Every compliment I received, every subtle look of admiration, felt like a betrayal of my old self. And yet, it stirred something deep inside, a dangerous thrill that I refused to acknowledge aloud. The tipping point came when a group of men at a nearby table started commenting quietly. "She's gorgeous," one said. "I didn't know she was new here," another added, their eyes scanning me from head to toe. My face burned. My stomach twisted. I wanted to disappear. But Selena leaned in, her lips close to my ear. "Hear that?" she whispered. "That's your power now. Enjoy it." I couldn't. And yet, a tiny, hidden part of me did. Back in Selena's apartment, the emotional overload hit me. I collapsed before the mirror, trembling, tears streaming down my face. "Who am I?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. "What's happening to me?" Selena knelt beside me, brushing tears from my cheeks. "You're becoming her, and you're beautiful. You're mine, and that's all that matters." Her words were both comforting and cruel. Every syllable reinforced her dominance. Every touch cemented my transformation. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to run. But deep down, I feared, no, I needed, her approval. That night, alone in front of the mirror, I practiced my walk, my posture, my voice. Every movement, every tone felt foreign, yet familiar. My reflection, delicate, soft, undeniably feminine, stared back at me, and a shiver ran down my spine. "Pretty," I whispered to myself, testing the word on my lips. It tasted strange, yet thrilling. A part of me craved hearing it from her again. Selena's control wasn't just physical anymore. It was psychological, emotional, absolute. I realized, with a mixture of fear and forbidden desire, that I was slipping further into her world. My old self was disappearing, and I wasn't sure I wanted to fight it anymore. The moment I stepped outside, I felt the world's eyes pinning me down, dissecting every inch of the person I was becoming. Selena's instructions were precise. Today, we're going to the city center. Crowds, lights, reflections everywhere. This will teach you control, grace, and humility. I swallowed hard, my stomach twisting into knots. The heels pinched mercilessly, the dress clung uncomfortably, and my heart thudded like a drum. I wanted to protest, to run, but Selena's presence was a tether I could not break. "Relax," she murmured, guiding my hand into hers. "I'm with you, and everyone will see just how beautiful you are." Her words were meant to comfort, but inside me, panic and a forbidden thrill collided. As we entered the bustling city square, I felt exposed immediately. Pedestrians glanced, whispered, some even paused to stare. Every step in heels, every sway of my hips, felt like a public announcement of my vulnerability. "Hold your head high," Selena instructed, her voice firm but teasing. "Confidence is key. Pretend you belong here." I tried, wobbling slightly with each step. My reflection in the shop windows multiplied me, showing a girl I didn't recognize, delicate, feminized, undeniably hers. "Beautiful," someone whispered as we passed. I froze, cheeks burning. Selena smiled knowingly. "Do you feel it? That's admiration. That's power." I wanted to reject it, to cling to my old self, but a dangerous spark ignited inside me. Could I admit, even to myself, that part of me craved it? The apex of humiliation came when Selena led me into a high-end boutique. "Try on these outfits," she commanded, presenting lingerie, skirts, and silky blouses. "I want you to see yourself as they will." My hands shook as I changed, the fabric brushing against my skin like fire. Mirrors surrounded me, reflecting my feminized form from every angle. The stylist complimented me, calling me gorgeous and so delicate. I wanted to sink through the floor. Humiliation, embarrassment, and an odd thrill churned inside me. I could hear Selena's quiet laughter, gentle yet tinged with dominance. "See? You're perfect. Don't fight it." Every glance, every whispered compliment, stripped away pieces of my old identity. I was beginning to accept, even enjoy, the attention. Later, as we walked through a crowded park, a man from my past recognized me. "Wait, is that you?" he asked, confusion and shock in his voice. Panic gripped me. My body froze, but Selena's hand on my back steadied me. "Smile," she whispered. "You belong to me now. Let them see you." I forced a smile, heart pounding, realizing with horror and fascination that I was becoming her creation. The old me was slipping away, replaced by someone soft, delicate, and undeniably feminized. That night, in front of the mirror, I practiced my walk, voice, and expressions. The reflection staring back was no longer just me. It was a hybrid of who I had been and who Selena wanted me to be. "Pretty," I whispered, testing the word on my lips. It felt strange, yet thrilling. I shivered at the sound, craving her approval, her control. Selena entered quietly, watching me with a predatory, approving smile. "Soon, everyone will call you that," she said. "And you'll love it." Public eyes, whispers, and my reflection in the mirrors reminded me that I was no longer fully myself. The psychological hold Selena had over me was tightening, and the realization hit me like a wave. My old identity was fading, maybe forever. Every reflection, every whisper, every step was a reminder that my old life was slipping further away and there was no one to save me. The morning light filtered through the blinds, but it offered no comfort. I awoke with a pit in my stomach, a lingering ache that had nothing to do with sleep. Last night's events, the mall, the boutique, the whispers, had left a residue of shame and panic. My reflection in the mirror startled me. The boy I had once been was fading. What stared back now was delicate, feminized, and undeniably hers. Selena was already in the room, her presence magnetic, commanding, impossible to resist. She smiled as she approached. Ready for today? Her tone was playful but sharp, hinting at both pleasure and dominance. I nodded silently. Words felt useless. Actions were all that mattered now. Today, she had planned something extreme, a full day of public testing. Every outing, every interaction, every glance from strangers was designed to strip me further of my old identity and cement my new one. Heels first, she instructed, handing me a new pair that were higher, sharper, and more precarious than any I had worn before. My legs shook as I slipped them on. Good, she murmured, adjusting the straps. The higher they are, the more graceful you must be. And remember, everyone is watching. I tried to steady my steps, but every wobble drew a sharp glance, a correction, a whisper of dominance from Selena. My body, my posture, my every movement felt monitored, judged, and sculpted. We entered a crowded cafe, and my heart hammered. Patrons glanced at us, some openly staring at me, others whispering. Selena guided me to a seat, her hand lightly brushing my back. Sit like a lady, she instructed softly. No slouching. Every movement matters. I obeyed, trembling. The humiliating attention was overwhelming. A man across the room whispered, "She's stunning." My cheeks burned crimson. I wanted to shrink, to disappear, but Selena's hand steadied me, reminding me that resistance was pointless. "Enjoy it," she whispered. "You like being admired, don't you?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. A confusing mix of shame, fear, and forbidden thrill churned inside me. After the cafe, she led me to a high-end boutique, where she instructed me to try on lingerie in full view of the stylist. My hands shook as I changed, the soft fabrics brushing my sensitive skin like fire. Mirrors surrounded me, reflecting every angle of my feminized body. "Look at you," Selena said softly, circling me. "Every inch is perfect. Every curved mine." Humiliation and arousal collided in a dizzying storm. My mind screamed for escape, but a hidden part of me, a dangerous, secret part, throbbed with anticipation, craving her control. Later, in the crowded streets, a familiar voice called out, "Wait, is that you?" It was someone from my past. Recognition, shock, and curiosity collided in their gaze. Panic surged through me, my knees weak. Selena's hand pressed firmly on my shoulder. "Smile," she commanded. "This is who you are now. Own it." I forced a smile, every inch of me screaming in resistance. The streets, the reflections, the whispers, all reinforced the terrifying, thrilling reality. I was slipping further from my old self. Back at her apartment, the emotional breakdown hit. I sank before the mirror, tears streaming, shaking uncontrollably. "Who am I?" I whispered. "What's happening to me?" Selena knelt beside me, brushing my hair from my tear-streaked face. "You're hers now. You're beautiful. You're mine. That's all that matters." Her words pierced me, simultaneously comforting and cruel. Every syllable cemented her control. I wanted to fight. I wanted to run. But deep inside, I feared, no, I needed, her approval. I stared at the reflection, delicate, soft, undeniably feminine. The boy I had been was fading, replaced by a new creation, fragile, beautiful, hers. As I whispered pretty to my reflection, I realized a terrifying truth. Selena didn't just want me to look like a girl. She wanted me to become one, body, mind, and soul. And I was already beginning to obey. Every step I took as her was a step further from the boy I once was, and now someone else was about to notice. The next morning, the sun streamed through the blinds, but there was no warmth in my chest. I had fallen deeper into Selena's world. My reflection, delicate, feminized, almost foreign, stared back at me. Every curve, every soft line, screamed her influence. My chest tightened as I adjusted the dress she had chosen, short, flowing, accentuating my new form. Selena appeared at the door, radiating confidence. "Ready for today?" she asked. Her eyes sparkled with a mixture of playfulness and control. I nodded silently. Words felt pointless. Actions were all that mattered. She had planned something new, introducing me to someone she called a friend, a man who would see me as I was now, and who might complicate everything inside me. The cafe where we met was crowded, bustling with morning activity. Patrons glanced at me, their eyes tracing the delicate lines Selena had so meticulously crafted. My heart raced. Every step, every sway, felt like a performance under a microscope. "Remember," Selena whispered, lightly brushing my arm, "he only sees her.
Not you.
You are hers." I nodded, though anxiety twisted my stomach into knots. He approached, tall, dark-haired, eyes kind yet curious. "Hi, I'm Jason," he said, flashing a warm smile. "This is my friend," Selena introduced me, her voice soft but commanding. "She's new around here."
She.
The word struck me like a lightning bolt. My heart raced. Shame, panic, and a forbidden thrill collided in my chest. Jason's eyes lingered on me, admiring, curious, but there was no judgment, only fascination. "It's nice to meet you," I stammered, my voice trembling in a pitch higher than my own. Selena's smile widened subtly, watching my discomfort with satisfaction. "See," she whispered. "They notice. You're already captivating." Throughout the morning, Jason and I chatted. He was friendly, charming, attentive. Yet every compliment he gave, every lingering glance, was a reminder of my feminized state. My chest tightened, my cheeks burned. "You're really beautiful," he said at one point, and I felt a shiver run down my spine. Selena's presence was constant, guiding my posture, my gestures, my voice. She leaned close, murmuring praises and corrections. So delicate, so perfect mine. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to flee. Yet deep inside, I craved her dominance, her approval, the intoxicating mix of humiliation and thrill. After the cafe, Selena suggested a walk through the park. "Let's see how you handle attention in the open," she said. The park was crowded. Families, joggers, couples. Every eye that lingered made my stomach twist. My reflection in nearby windows showed a girl, feminine, delicate, undeniably hers. Jason stayed close, complimenting me, asking questions, unaware of the emotional maelstrom swirling inside me. Every word, every glance, eroded the boy I had been, replacing him with the girl Selena was crafting. "See how they notice," Selena whispered, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "This is your power. Don't fight it." I didn't answer. I couldn't. Part of me was terrified. Another part, one I refused to acknowledge, was exhilarated. By evening, back at Selena's apartment, I collapsed before the mirror. Tears streamed down my face as the reality sank in. The old me was gone. My identity, my masculinity, my life as I knew it, was slipping away. Selena knelt beside me, brushing my cheeks. "You're hers now, and soon, you'll forget the boy you used to be entirely." I wanted to protest. I wanted to cling to who I had been. Yet every syllable of her voice, every glance, every gentle touch, reinforced the terrifying truth. I was being reshaped, mind, body, and soul, into someone else entirely. Jason had seen me as a girl, admired me, and unknowingly validated Selena's control. My old self was fading faster than ever, and I realized the most terrifying truth yet. I was beginning to enjoy it. Every time he smiled at me, every compliment he gave, I felt both trapped and alive. The lines between who I was and who I was becoming blurred. The next morning, I woke feeling hollow yet expectant. The previous day with Jason had shaken me more than I wanted to admit. He had seen me, truly seen me, as the feminized girl Selena had crafted, and his admiration had stoked a dangerous mix of shame, excitement, and curiosity inside me. Selena was already in the room, radiating her usual calm dominance. "Today we'll refine everything," she said, her eyes sparkling. "Your posture, your walk, your voice, and your presence around him." I nodded silently. Words felt meaningless. Every movement, Every gesture would be a test of obedience, control, and transformation. Selena started with my posture, insisting on perfection. Every tilt of my head, every sway of my hips, every step in heels was scrutinized. My muscles ached, my balance wobbled, but her sharp corrections were impossible to ignore. "No, darling," she whispered, adjusting my shoulder. "More elegance. Every movement is proof that you're hers." The words struck deep, humiliating and thrilling at once. Part of me rebelled, yearning for my old body, my old self. Yet another part, the forbidden, hidden part, thrived under her guidance. Makeup was next. Selena applied foundation, blush, and eyeshadow with surgical precision. Every brushstroke erased another trace of the boy I had been. My reflection became increasingly alien, yet undeniably beautiful. "Look at yourself," Selena cooed. "The old you is gone. And this is perfect." I shivered. I hated the compliment and craved it at the same time. The duality tore at me, making my chest tighten and my stomach knot with anxiety and anticipation. Selena planned a public outing that would push me further. A lunch at a trendy outdoor cafe with Jason present, dressed fully as a girl. As we approached, my legs quivered in the new heels she had insisted I wear. The dress clung uncomfortably, accentuating every curve. Every passerby's glance felt like a spotlight on my vulnerability. Jason approached, his eyes lighting up at the sight of me. "You look amazing," he said warmly, unaware of the psychological storm his words ignited. Selena leaned close, whispering into my ear. "See? They notice. You're captivating. Own it." I forced a smile, my heart hammering, my cheeks aflame. Part of me wanted to run, to vanish, yet another part, terrifyingly, wanted to remain exactly where I was, under her control, admired and feminized. The lunch was a nightmare and a thrill. Jason complimented me repeatedly, calling me delicate, beautiful, perfect. Every word was a dagger and a drug, simultaneously humiliating and intoxicating. Selena watched with quiet satisfaction, guiding my gestures, correcting my posture, and whispering praises that twisted my emotions. So perfect, so hers, so mine. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to escape. Yet deep inside, a dangerous part of me was beginning to crave her control, her guidance, her dominance. Later, walking through the crowded streets, Selena increased the stakes. She made me sway deliberately, call out my name softly, and acknowledge strangers with feminine grace. "Notice how they look at you?" she whispered. "You're theirs now. Don't fight it." I could hardly respond. Every glance, every whisper, every subtle admiration reinforced my feminization. The boy I had been felt like a distant memory, fading further with every step. That night, back at her apartment, I collapsed in front of the mirror. Tears streamed down my face as reality sank in. My old identity, my masculinity, my life as I knew it, were slipping away. Selena knelt beside me, brushing my cheeks gently. "You're hers now. Every moment, every glance, every step is proof. You are hers, and you are beautiful." I wanted to protest, to cling to my old self. Yet every syllable, every touch, every whisper anchored me deeper into her control. My reflection, a delicate, feminized, undeniably hers, mocked me with every breath. Jason's admiration had unknowingly validated Selena's control. My old self was fading faster than ever, and a terrifying realization hit me. I was beginning to enjoy it. The world was watching, and I had no shield. Every step I took as her made the old me vanish a little more. The morning light felt oppressive. My reflection in the mirror was no longer familiar. Every contour, every curve, every delicate line screamed Selena's influence. My eyes, soft and wide, stared back at me with a mix of fear and reluctant fascination. Selena entered, radiating confidence and control. "Today, you're going to learn just how irresistible you can be," she said, a dangerous smile tugging at her lips. I swallowed hard. I wanted to protest, to flee, yet my body responded with anticipation. The heels she handed me pinched, the dress clung tightly, accentuating my feminized form. I knew I had no choice but to obey. Our first stop was a high-end shopping district, filled with crowds and reflective windows. Every passerby's gaze felt like a spotlight on my vulnerability. My heart pounded, and my legs trembled with every step. "Hold your head high," Selena instructed. "Every step, every glance, every smile is a performance, and you're perfect at it." I tried to maintain my balance, my posture, my composure, yet every compliment, every stare, every subtle evaluation of my body made my cheeks burn. "Pretty," a stranger whispered. Selena's hand pressed against my back, grounding me. "Hear that? They see you. They admire you. And you love it, don't you?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. A storm of emotions, shame, excitement, fear, and thrill swirled inside me. My old identity felt like a fading shadow. The next challenge was a beauty pageant-like boutique showcase, carefully orchestrated by Selena. I had to try on multiple outfits, pose, and walk in front of a small audience of shoppers. Mirrors surrounded me, amplifying every angle, every flaw, every curve. "Remember, elegance and grace," Selena whispered. "And remember, you belong to me." The humiliation was intense. The soft fabrics brushing against my skin, the reflective surfaces, the attention, it was overwhelming. Yet, beneath the panic, a forbidden thrill surged through me. I was performing, obeying, being observed, and I hated myself for enjoying it. During a break, Jason appeared unexpectedly. His eyes widened as he saw me fully feminized, delicate, and undeniably beautiful. You look amazing," he stammered. Selena smiled knowingly. "Yes, isn't she perfect? That's the result of guidance and control." My chest tightened. Shame and longing battled within me. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. Yet part of me, the part Selena had carefully molded, thrived under the attention, the control, and the adoration. Back at her apartment that evening, I collapsed in front of the mirror, tears streaming. My hands trembled as I touched my feminized features. "Who am I?" I whispered, voice trembling. "What's happening to me?" Selena knelt beside me, brushing my hair from my face. "You're hers now," she murmured. "Every moment, every glance, every step confirms it. You are hers. And you are beautiful." Her words pierced me, comforting and cruel. My reflection, delicate and feminized, stared back mockingly. The boy I had been was slipping away, replaced by someone soft, beautiful, and hers. The public exposure, the compliments, Jason's admiration, and Selena's unyielding control had broken the barrier of my old self. I realized with both fear and forbidden excitement, I was on the edge of fully accepting my new identity, and there might be no turning back. Every glance in the mirror, every word from her, every whisper from strangers was a reminder. I was no longer who I had been. Morning arrived like a verdict. My reflection, delicate, feminized, and undeniably hers, stared back at me. The boy I once knew was a ghost in my memory, fading with each passing day. Selena appeared at the door, radiating confidence and control. "Today, we perfect everything," she said, her voice both gentle and commanding. "Your walk, your posture, your voice, even your presence around others." I nodded silently, my body trembling with anticipation and fear. Words were meaningless. Actions were all that mattered. First came posture and movement drills. She guided me through the apartment, correcting every tilt of my head, every sway of my hips, every step in heels. My legs ached, my balance faltered, but her sharp corrections were impossible to ignore. "So much better," she whispered, adjusting my shoulders. "Every movement proves you belong to me." Humiliation and thrill collided in a storm inside me. Part of me rebelled, yearning for my old identity. Yet another part, hidden and forbidden, thrived under her control. Makeup followed. Selena applied foundation, blush, and eyeshadow with meticulous precision, transforming my face further. Every brushstroke erased remnants of the boy I had been. "Look at yourself," she cooed. "Perfect. Delicate. Hers." I shivered, hating the compliment and craving it simultaneously. My reflection, a girl entirely molded by her hands, was beautiful and alien. Selena then planned a high-stakes public outing, a fashion-forward cafe and boutique district filled with crowds. Every passerby's gaze felt like a knife. "Hold your head high," Selena instructed. "Every step, every glance, every smile is a performance." I obeyed, trembling, feeling every eye on me. Whispers followed. Compliments were exchanged. My old self was dissolving with every step. Jason appeared mid-walk, eyes wide as he took in my fully feminized form. You're stunning," he said. Selena's eyes glimmered with triumph.
See?
They notice. "And you love it, don't you?" I couldn't answer. My heart raced, chest tight with panic and a dangerous thrill. Later, a boutique showcase pushed me to the brink. I tried on lingerie and delicate dresses in front of mirrors and strangers, posing as Selena instructed. The humiliation and arousal mingled painfully, making my mind reel. Selena whispered praises, corrections, and dominance. So perfect, so delicate mine. I wanted to resist. I wanted to flee. Yet beneath the terror, a forbidden thrill surged. I was learning to obey, to perform, to be hers. Back at her apartment, I collapsed before the mirror. Tears streaked my cheeks as reality sank in. "Who am I?" I whispered. Selena knelt beside me, brushing my hair gently. "You are hers. Every glance, every step, every word proves it. And you are beautiful." Her voice anchored me, and my reflection, a soft, feminized girl, mocked the boy I had been. The truth was undeniable. I was slipping fully under her control. Public exposure, Jason's admiration, and Selena's unyielding dominance had eroded every trace of my former self. I realized, with a mixture of fear and forbidden excitement, that I was on the verge of fully accepting my new identity, and there might be no turning back. Every compliment, every glance, every whispered word from him was like a thread, weaving me further into the identity I no longer recognized, but couldn't resist. The morning was tense yet electric. My reflection, delicate and feminized, stared back at me with a softness that was almost foreign. I traced my cheekbones, lips, and eyes, wondering if I was still the boy I had been, or if that version of me had vanished entirely. Selena entered, radiating control and confidence. "Today, you'll experience what it means to be fully seen as her," she said, eyes glinting with satisfaction. "And Jason will witness it, too." I shivered, heart racing. Words failed me. Actions alone could convey my obedience, my submission, and my transformation. Our first stop was a bustling cafe, where Jason awaited. His eyes lit up as he saw me, fully feminized, every detail perfected under Selena's guidance. "Wow, you look incredible," he murmured, his gaze soft, admiring. Selena's hand rested lightly on my back, her presence a tether I couldn't escape. "See how he sees you," she whispered. "You're hers. You're captivating." My cheeks burned. Shame, panic, and an undeniable thrill battled inside me. I wanted to flee, to cling to the boy I had been, yet another part of me, a secret, forbidden part, thrived on her control. Throughout lunch, Jason complimented me again and again. "You're so delicate, so beautiful," he said. Each word sank into me like a stone and simultaneously lifted me higher. Selena watched, smiling subtly, adjusting my posture and voice. "So perfect, so mine," she murmured, and I shivered at the sound. The lines between humiliation, obedience, and thrill blurred. My old identity felt like a distant memory, slipping further with every compliment, every glance, every whisper. After lunch, Selena led me through a high-end shopping district, filled with reflective windows and crowds. Every passerby's gaze was a spotlight, every compliment a dagger. "Remember," Selena whispered, lightly brushing my hair, "you belong to me now." Every eye, every word, it's proof. I obeyed, walking delicately, swaying just as she instructed. Every compliment, every lingering stare, every subtle evaluation eroded my old self further. Later, Jason pulled me aside, unaware of the internal storm raging within me. I just wanted to tell you again you're stunning, he said softly. Shame, thrill, and fear collided inside me. I wanted to confess, to run, to reclaim my old self, but I couldn't. Selena's presence anchored me, her dominance a gravitational pull I could not resist. Thank you, I whispered, voice high and delicate. That means a lot. Back at Selena's apartment, I stared at myself in the mirror, tears streaming silently. My reflection, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine, mocked the boy I had been. Who am I now? I whispered. Selena knelt beside me, brushing a tear from my cheek. You are hers. Every glance, every step, every word confirms it. You are beautiful. You are hers. I wanted to resist. I wanted to fight. Yet deep down, I felt a forbidden thrill, a creeping realization that the old me might never return. Public admiration, Jason's innocent compliments, and Selena's unyielding dominance had trapped me. My old identity was fading faster than ever, and I realized with both fear and longing that I might never reclaim the boy I once was. Every glance in mirrors, every word from her, every whisper from strangers, it all pressed down on me. I was no longer just a boy, but could I fully become her? Morning light filtered softly through the blinds, illuminating my feminized reflection. Delicate, soft, and undeniably hers, it stared back at me. My old identity felt like a fading echo, slipping further with every day, every glance, every word Selena had crafted into my life. Selena appeared at the door, radiant, commanding, a perfect mixture of allure and control. Today, she said, her voice low and thrilling, you face the ultimate test. The world will see you as her, and you will embrace it, completely. I swallowed, my stomach twisting. Words felt futile. Every step, every gesture, every heartbeat would be a test of obedience and transformation. The first challenge was a full day out in the city, where crowds, reflections, and attention were amplified. Selena had chosen a new outfit, a fitted dress that accentuated my feminized curves, heels sharper and higher than ever. Remember, she instructed, adjusting my shoulders, every step, every glance, every movement proves that you are hers. And every word they speak, admiration, awe, envy, it confirms it. My legs trembled as I took the first step. Every passerby's gaze felt like a spotlight. Every whisper, every subtle look, threatened to unravel the remnants of my old self. Jason joined us unexpectedly. His eyes widened at the sight of my fully feminized appearance. Wow, you're incredible, he murmured, and my chest tightened. Selena's lips curved into a subtle, triumphant smile. See how he notices? You're hers now. You're captivating. Shame and thrill surged simultaneously. I wanted to flee, to reclaim the boy I had been. Yet another part of me, the part Selena had molded meticulously, thrived under the attention, the dominance, the control. Throughout the day, Selena tested me relentlessly. She guided my posture, correcting every tilt of my head, every sway of my hips, every step in heels. She instructed me to speak in a delicate, soft tone, projecting femininity in every word. She pushed me to interact with strangers, accepting compliments and attention with grace. Every correction, every praise, every subtle touch reinforced her dominance and eroded my old identity further. By mid-afternoon, I was exhausted, trembling, and emotionally raw. We stopped at a quiet park, but the psychological exposure continued. Look at yourself, Selena whispered, her hand brushing my cheek. Every inch of you belongs to me. Every glance, every word proves it. I stared at my reflection in a puddle, my feminized image staring back. The boy I had been was gone. My mind, body, and soul had been reshaped into her creation. Jason approached, his admiration genuine, innocent. You're amazing, he said softly. Shame, excitement, and forbidden thrill collided violently in my chest. I wanted to confess, to run, to reclaim my old self, but I couldn't. Selena's control anchored me, her dominance a gravity I could not escape. Thank you, I whispered, voice high and delicate. That means a lot. Back at Selena's apartment, I collapsed before the mirror, tears streaking my cheeks. My reflection, a delicate, feminized girl, mocked the boy I had once been. Who am I now? I whispered. Selena knelt beside me, brushing my hair from my face. You are hers, she said softly. Every glance, every word, every step confirms it. You are beautiful. You are hers. I wanted to fight. I wanted to reclaim myself. Yet deep inside, a forbidden thrill bubbled up. The boy I had been was gone. My identity had been rewritten, mind, body, and soul. Public exposure, Jason's admiration, and Selena's relentless control had stripped away every trace of my former self. I realized with both fear and a twisted sense of exhilaration, I was on the verge of fully accepting my new identity, and there might be no turning back. Every reflection, every glance, every whispered word had led to this moment. I was no longer just a boy, yet could I fully accept who I had become? The morning sunlight was harsh, cutting through the blinds like a spotlight on my vulnerability. I stood before the mirror, my reflection delicate, feminized, and undeniably hers. The boy I had been was a fading memory, slipping further with each day, each glance, each word Selena had whispered into my life. Selena entered the room, radiating control and satisfaction. Today, we confront the final truth, she said, her voice both gentle and commanding. You will decide, are you hers completely, or do you cling to the past that no longer exists? My stomach twisted. Words felt impossible. Actions were all that remained. She guided me through a full day of public exposure, more daring than ever. Every passerby's gaze was a test, every compliment a dagger. My posture, my voice, my gestures, all were scrutinized and corrected. Every step, every glance, every smile, Selena whispered, is proof that you are hers, and soon you will accept it. I obeyed, trembling, my heart pounding. Shame, excitement, fear, and forbidden thrill collided inside me. The old me was gone. Every word, every glance, every correction reinforced her control. Jason appeared mid-afternoon. His eyes widened at my fully feminized appearance. You look incredible, he murmured. Selena smiled subtly. See how he notices? You're captivating, and you're hers. Shame and thrill surged violently. I wanted to flee, to reclaim my old self, yet part of me, the part Selena had molded meticulously, thrived under her dominance and the attention. Later, she confronted me privately. Look at yourself, she said softly, brushing my hair from my face. You belong to me now. Every inch of you, every glance, every word confirms it. You are beautiful. You are hers. Tears streamed down my cheeks. I wanted to protest, to fight, to escape. Yet deep inside, a forbidden thrill bubbled up. The boy I had been was gone. My mind, body, and soul had been reshaped into her creation. I don't know if I can go back, I whispered, my voice trembling. Selena's eyes softened, yet her grip on my shoulders was firm. That's because you don't want to. The boy you were, he's gone. And this is who you are now. You're hers completely. That night, I sat before the mirror alone, reflecting on everything. Every public outing, every compliment, every correction, every whispered word from Selena had stripped away the boy I had been. My body, my mind, my identity, all had been reshaped. And yet a small part of me still feared what I had become. Could I fully embrace this life? Could I accept the feminized girl staring back at me? Or was I doomed to mourn the boy I had lost forever? The final confrontation loomed. Selena had given me a choice: accept life as her creation, or attempt escape and risk losing everything she had crafted. My reflection whispered the truth I was afraid to admit. I was on the edge of total surrender, and there might be no turning back. The mirror reflected not just my body, but my soul. Every curve, every glance, every gesture screamed the truth. I was no longer the boy I had been. And the choice was mine, or so they said. Morning arrived with an almost surreal calm. The feminized reflection in the mirror stared back at me, delicate, soft, undeniably hers. Every trace of the boy I had been was gone, replaced by someone molded meticulously by Selena's hands, her control, and her vision. Selena appeared, radiant and commanding, her eyes gleaming with satisfaction. "Today, you decide," she said. "Do you embrace her completely or cling to a past that no longer exists?" My stomach twisted. Fear and anticipation collided. Words failed me. Actions, decisions, and feelings would determine the outcome. We went out one last time, to the cafe, the streets, the boutiques, the park, all the places where my transformation had been tested, shaped, and perfected. Every glance from strangers, every compliment, every whisper reinforced the truth. The boy I had been was gone. Jason appeared as usual, eyes wide, admiration clear. You look incredible," he murmured. Selena smiled knowingly.
See?
"You're captivating. And you're hers completely." I felt a shiver, a mixture of shame, excitement, and a forbidden thrill. Part of me wanted to run. Part of me, terrifyingly, wanted to surrender completely to her world, to accept the feminized identity I had grown into. Back at Selena's apartment, she faced me directly, her hands brushing my cheeks. "Look at yourself," she whispered. "You are hers. Every inch, every glance, every step confirms it. You are beautiful. You are hers. And now you must choose." I stared at the mirror. My reflection, soft, delicate, undeniably feminine, looked back at me. The boy I had been was gone, fading like a distant memory. I swallowed hard, my chest tight. The emotions were overwhelming. Fear, shame, thrill, longing, and a dangerous, intoxicating excitement. Finally, I spoke, voice high, trembling but steady. I can't go back. The boy I was, he's gone. I accept this life." Selena's eyes softened, her smile radiant with triumph. "Good," she whispered. "You are hers completely. Beautiful, delicate, and free in a way you never were before." Tears streamed down my cheeks, a mixture of relief, grief, and forbidden pleasure.
I was no longer the boy I had been.
My identity, my body, my mind, everything had been reshaped into hers. I looked at my reflection one last time, tracing the feminized lines of my face, the delicate curves of my body. Every step, every glance, every whispered compliment from strangers and Jason had confirmed it. I had become her. And in that moment I realized, freedom was a lie.
Control was intoxicating.
Humiliation was thrilling. And Io was beautiful. The boy I had been was gone forever, replaced by a girl meticulously crafted, dominated, and adored. Public admiration, Selena's unyielding control, and my own hidden desires had forged a new identity, one I feared, craved, and ultimately embraced. I am hers and I am beautiful.